Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to create Systeme.io contacts with tags on ThriveCart payment. So are you also using ThriveCart to sell your products online? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here, I'm doing the same. I'm running an edutech company and I sell my courses online with the help of my ThriveCart account. So now what I want is that as soon as a new purchase is made in my ThriveCart account, automatically with the help of the same details, a new contact should be created in my Systeme.io, and also a tag should be added to that contact so that I can create targeted marketing campaigns for them. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between ThriveCart and Systeme.io. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we are going to understand how to create tag Systeme.io contact on ThriveCart payment. So as you know that I'm running an edutech company and I sell my products online with the help of my ThriveCart account. So now what I want is that whenever a customer purchases a course through my ThriveCart account, I want to automatically tag them in my Systeme.io contact for streamlined management. So let's suppose that if someone buys a Java programming course right from here, automatically they get tagged as Java buyer. So this allows me to segment my audience and send personalized emails, offer additional course recommendations, or provide them discounts to my existing students. So by automating this process, I not only save time on manual data entry, but also ensure that my communication is relevant, which increases engagement and boosts sales. So to do all of this, I have simply opened the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we are going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create Systeme.io contacts with tags on ThriveCart payment. And then we are going to click on create. And as soon as we are going to click on create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and the actions are the followers of the same command. So as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. And now to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as ThriveCart because I want that as soon as a new payment is made in my ThriveCart account, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for it and then we are going to select it. And now for the trigger event, we are going to select it as product purchase. So trigger event means that on this event, the workflow will start or get triggered. So what I want is that as soon as a new product is purchased, my workflow should be triggered or started. So now I'm going to click on connect right over here. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your ThriveCart account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection and now it is asking me for the token. So to get this token, we are going to read this help text and it is saying you can get the API key from your ThriveCart account from API and webhook section available under the settings section. So as you can see over here is a hyperlink of API and webhook section directly. So I'm directly going to click on this hyperlink and as soon as we are going to open this link, it is opening my API and webhook section directly. So I didn't have to follow much steps to get over here. I just clicked on this hyperlink. So yeah, this was really easy because I've already logged in my ThriveCart account previously. So it is really advised to log in your accounts before starting with the automation. And now after coming here, over here you can see API keys. So we are going to go and view settings. And as you can see over here is my key that I've already created. So I'm going to create a new key. For that, I'm going to click on create API key. And now it is saying enter the name to identify identify this key. So let's suppose that I'm going to keep it as new student. So I'm going to select it. And yes, over here you can see create API key, and over here is my key. So I'm going to copy my key, and then we are going to paste this same key right over here in our workflow. And after doing this, we are going to click on save. And as soon as we are going to click on save, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our ThriveCart account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the product name. So over here you can see here are all the products that I'm offering with the help of my ThriveCart account. So I'm going to select one from this only. So I want to create this automation for this product, which is Java course for beginners. So I'm going to select it. So over here, if you want, you can choose multiple products too, but I'm going to use one only. And now it is saying product status. So yes, over here for me it is test mode. So I'm going to select the same. And after doing both of this, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as you're going to click on save and send test request, over here you can see that it is saying waiting for response. And in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So we have to do a test submission or record in order to capture this response and trigger the workflow. So what we have to do is we have to do a test submission for this. And in order to do this test submission, we are going to purchase this product, which is Java course for beginners, as demo user. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my ThriveCart account, and as you can see that this is my product. So I'm going to go and get URL right from here, and then we are going to copy this URL and open this in a new tab. So I'm going to click on view checkout, and over here we are going to fill in the details and purchase this product as someone else. Like we are going to fill in the dummy details. So for the first name, I'm going to keep it as dummy, last name as user, email as dummyyuser22@pabblytudes.com, and for the phone number, I'm going to keep it as this. And after entering all the details, we are going to move on forward. Over here you can see the billing address. So I want it to be this, and then we are going to click on continue. And as soon as we are going to do so, it is asking me for the payment information. So as you can see that I've already entered it, so directly I'm going to click on complete order. And as soon as we are going to click on complete order, it is saying completing order. So we are going to wait for a few seconds. And yes, you can see that we have successfully did this test submission, and we have successfully purchased this course, which is Java course for beginners, as dummy user. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our test record or test submission. So now what has happened is that ThriveCart has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response for the same or not. So I'm going to open my workflow, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. Over here you can see all the details that we entered. Over here you can see the product name. We are going to move on forward. You can see all the details. I'm going to show you. Over here you can see the name which we entered. Over here you can see the first name, the email, the phone number, and over here also you can see the address that we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and we have successfully purchased this course as dummy user. So now I'm going to move on towards my action step. So now before starting with the main action step, I'll just add a filter condition in my workflow. So what I want is that if only the product is purchased, which is this product Java course for beginners, then only my workflow should move on further. So to do this, I'm going to add a filter condition right over here in my workflow. For that, I'm going to search for filter. So filter is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to add conditions in your workflow. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as filter values, and then we are going to click on connect. So what I want is that if the product is purchased Java course for beginners, then only my workflow should move on further. So for the label, I'm going to select the product name. So I'm going to look for product name, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. And now it is saying filter type, so I'm going to keep it as equals to. So now I want that if the product name is equals to this, which is Java course for beginners, then only my workflow should move on further. So I'm going to enter the value as Java course for beginners right over here. And after doing all of this, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to do this, yes, you can see success condition is true. So it is true because I purchased this course only as my test submission. So let's suppose that someone purchases some another course, suppose this PHP, core PHP programming or something another, then this workflow will not move on further and create a systeme.io tag. So now with this, we have successfully completed our filter step, and now we are going to move on towards the main action step, which is adding a tag to our contact. But to add a tag to our contact, first we should have a contact too, right? So for that, first we are going to create a contact in our systeme.io, and then we are going to tag that contact. So now for the action application, I'm going to select it as systeme.io. So I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the same, so I'm going to select it. And after selecting this, it is asking me for the action event. So I'm going to select it as create contact, and then we are going to click on connect. And as soon as we are going to do so, over here you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your systeme.io account with your Pabbly's workflow previously, then you can click on select existing connection and and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the API key. And to get this API key, again we are going to follow this help text, and it is saying to obtain the API key, log into your system.io account, navigate to the profile section, select settings, and then choose public API keys. So I'm going to open my system.io. Right from here, we are going to go on this profile picture and then settings, and now after that we are going to go on the left side bars and public API key. And as you can see that this is the key that I've already created, but I'm going to create a new. For that, I'm going to click on create right over here, and now it is asking me for the name of the key, so I'm going to keep it as testing. And now it is saying expiration, so I'm going to keep it as, let's suppose that 30th of October, and then we're going to click on apply and then save. And as soon as we're going to do this, over here you can see that this is my key, so I'm going to copy this key, and then we're going to paste it right over here in our API keys, and then we're going to click on save. And as soon as we are going to click on save, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our system.io account with a Pabbly's workflow too. And now it is asking me for the email address, first name, last name, phone number. So over here it is asking me for the details, so we're going to map these details. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step, where we selected ThriveCart as a trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm going to give you an example that over here it is asking me for the email address. Okay, so let's suppose that I'm going to enter the email address as xyz@pabblytudes.com right over here manually. Then this will not change with every new response received, because this is a static information and I have entered it manually. But if you are going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to search for email, and as you can see dummy user 22@pabblytudes.com. So let's suppose that we are going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. So we're going to map the first name too. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see dummy, so we're going to map it. We're going to map the last name. I'm going to look for it, as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. We're going to map the number 2. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. We're going to move on forward. We are going to map the address. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see street 42, we are going to map it. We're going to map the code too. I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the code, so we are going to map it. We're going to map the city. I'm going to look for it, as you can see Indore, so we are going to map it. And now it is asking me for the state, so we are going to look for that also, and as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. Again it is asking me for the country, so I'm going to map the country too. For that I'm going to search for it, and as you can see India, so we are going to map India right over here. And then we are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the company name. So over here we don't have company name in our response, but as you can see that this is the required field. So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the company as Pabbly right over here, and now it is asking me for the tax number, so I'm going to keep it as none because I don't have any tax number. And then we are going to click on save and send test request, and as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have successfully created a new contact with the same email and the same details like first name, last name, and another details. So yes, now I'm going to open my system.io and check for the new contact created. So I'm going to open my system.io account right from here, and as soon as we are going to open our contacts, yes, you can see a new contact has been created right over here. You can see dummy user 22@pabblytudes.com. You can see the first name, last name, country, phone number, state, city, and all the another details that we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully created the contact in our system.io, but I also want to add a tag to this contact. So for that I'm going to add another action step right over here, and now again for the action application I'm going to search for system.io only. So I'm going to search for it, and then we are going to select it. And now for the action event I'm going to select it as add tag to contact, and then we are going to click on connect. And over here you can see again it is asking me for the same. So yeah, previously only I connected my system.io, I generated a new API key. So this time I'm going to click on select existing connection and then save. And as soon as we are going to do so, yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our system.io account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the contact ID. So over here you can see that it is asking me to select one contact ID from this, but I'm not going to select it. I'm going to map it because I want that with every new contact this ID should also change. I want this field to be dynamic. So first I'm going to switch on this mapping button right from here, and we are going to erase this ID, and we're going to map the contact ID from the previous response of systeme.io create contact. So here you can see that this is my contact ID, so we are going to map it right from here. So we are going to map this because I want to keep this field as dynamic. And now for the tag ID, I'm going to keep it as Java buyer only. So this is the tag I've already created in my systeme.io. So now after doing both of this, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see again we have received a positive response that we have successfully added a tag to this contact and the tag name is Java buyer. So what we are going to do is I'm going to open my systeme.io again. We're going to go on tags right from here. So I'm going to go on it, and as you can see Java buyer, so we are going to open this, and yes, you can see dummy user 22@pabblytunes.com. You can see the same details. Tags is Java buyer. Again we are going to go on contacts too and look that if the tag has been added to the same contact or not. So I'm going to go on contacts directly right from here, and we are going to refresh this contacts page and look for the tag, and yes, you can see the new tag has been added to the contact over here too. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, but I'll just chase this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we are going to do is we are going to purchase another product from my ThriveCart account and do a test submission. So I'm going to open my ThriveCart again. You're going to go on Java course for beginners, get URL. Again we are going to go on view checkout and do another test submission. So now for the first name, I'm going to keep it as test, last name as user, email as testuser22@pabblytunes.com, and this as the phone number. And for the billing address, I'm going to keep it as this. And after entering all the details, I'm going to click on continue, again the payment information and complete order. And as soon as we're going to click on complete order, yes, you can see that it is saying completing order. So we're going to wait for a few seconds once again. And as soon as we're going to do so, yes, you can see that we have successfully did another test submission and successfully purchased this course, Java course for beginners, as test user. So now what has happened is that ThriveCart has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, further created a new systeme.io contact with the same details, and also tagged that contact with Java buyer. So yes, what we are going to do is first I'm going to open my systeme.io and check for the new contact created and the tag added. And this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. I'll directly open my systeme.io right from here, and we are going to refresh this contacts page to check for the new contact created. And yes, you can see a new contact has been created with the same details that we entered. You can see the first name, last name, country, phone, state, city, and another details. Also you can see the tag, which is Java buyer. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow and successfully did the test submission too. So now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. For the trigger application, we selected ThriveCart. For the trigger event, we selected product purchase. For the action application, we selected filter systeme.io because I want that as soon as a new product is purchased from my ThriveCart account, automatically with the help of the same details, a new contact should be created in my systeme.io, and also that contact should be tagged as Java buyer. So yes, I added a filter condition right over here because I only wanted to create this automation for a single product or a single course. So yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the two contacts I added during this video with the help of my workflow, and also added the tags as Java buyer. So yes, by automating this process, I save time on manual data entry and ensure that my communication is relevant, which increases engagement and boosts sales. So yeah, this allows me to segment my audience and send personalized emails too. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video and the workflow, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.